going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. You know who it is by now.
Jimothy.
Now, ladies and gents, we are back at locals, and boy oh boy, what a journey it has been. I'm actually not prepared for this locals. I turned up late, just about managed to make it to game one. I didn't even know what deck I was playing. My deck wasn't even finished. Had to get my friend Tom to give me two extra foolish burials because I decided last minute that I'm going to play megaliths, which was an interesting tech. I managed to get through game one. I'm currently X1. This is literally the start of the tournament. I've literally just got here. I haven't even had a drink. Mouth is parched, but hey ho, we are here and it is what it is. So I'll definitely get back to you guys with a bit of a report, see how I'm getting on. And it's actually a case tournament, and there is now 40 players here. It's literally growing every week, so it's amazing. Definitely get down to Asgard games in Warsaw if you have not already. But anyway, ladies and gents, we are going to catch you on the next one. Peace. Okay, ladies and gents, I played 2 games. I'm now 1-1, well, X1 basically. I lost the Sky Strikers against one of my friends. It was a good match, to be fair. I overthought some of the plays that I was going through, so I could have went into Newman Dragon and just went and punched for the game basically, but I was a bit afraid of the hand traps that it might have had in hand. But in hindsight, I probably should have just went for it because it would have won me the game and we probably still would have been playing. But hey ho, it is what it is, learning experience. What I will say is the very significant advantage of playing megaliths and basically playing any rogue decks is nobody knows what it does. And as much as people say they read cards, they don't read cards. My opponent had to read I think it was megalith about 3 or 4 times to be able to understand what it was going on. And obviously when you're in the heat of a game and you're trying to think about interactions, counteractions, all that kind of stuff, it can be a lot to take on board and process properly. So that is probably one of the benefits at the moment. So we'll see how we go. I'm going to actually side in my Necros of Unicorn because there's a couple of Brigade Zoo players here. So I don't really want to be getting Shurag for games. So I'm going to put him in and then see how we get on from there. But I will definitely catch you on the next one, ladies and gents. Peace.
Effective Filac, discard, pay cost, summon 4. Yeah. 1-2. Yeah. Add back on field effects, target add. Effect. Yeah, what's that do? Ritual summon from deck. Tribute. Effect on ritual summon? Yeah. To add? Yeah. It's not once per turn. That's fine. Broken. Effect? Yeah. Effect? Yeah.
Any monster negates spell traps with these or anything?
You can ritual summon from deck.
Just ritual summon from deck?
Yeah.
Standard phase, main phase 1.
Yep.
What keep these others?
Must be nice. Get all the draws.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's fine, draw's fine. declaration of that phase. Effect.
Yeah.
Big cost. Therefore,
What's that do?
put cards on the field equal to the number of ritual monsters in my grave.
Slim mine first.
Drop.
Yeah, man.
Informed.
What's that do?
Which summon from there?
Yeah.
So it has to pay. It has to be a monster that's level 4 basically, because I've attributed it 8. Okay. So it has to be twice under twice its level. All field effect.
What's that do?
When ritual summoned, I can add a card from deck to hand, and I'm also going to change portal. So portal allows me to add back from grave. So portal 2, all field 1.
I'll value the offer.
No problem. Passive effect.
What's that do?
Allows me to ritual summon.
15.
What's your life on?
6 for 6 life.
Full effect?
Yeah.
In fact, no, I haven't used this effect yet, have I? Full effect?
Yeah.
Tribute to Benton. Aratron.
Yeah, what's that do?
Aratron doesn't do anything. But in fact, it negates targeting. Benton effect?
Yeah.
Overlay, he's at 8.
Yeah.
Effect.
What's that do?
They cost. Special summon a dragon number monster from.
That's fine.
New run.
Yeah.
So garbage under it. New run effect.
What's that do?
Attach pay cost. Gains 1,000 attack for order rank exceeds monster on the field, so it's on 9,000. Battle phase.
Yeah, mate.
I thought you had something. Scare me there, bro.
What's up, Phil? Blind control.
Yeah.
Slam phase, man phase 1.
Oh, what is this hand? What the? Yeah.
What desires?
Yeah, that's fine. We can show you this. Not bad, but it's a bit weird.
Well,
Please tell me you banished your combo pieces. You seen that meme where like someone activates desires and you see their combo pieces crying in the banished pile?
I've played it in IBC before. I banished it when I 3A. I was like,
Serious?
I was playing Grand Magic earlier.
End of that.
I played Pot Desires and managed all 3 Marble Golden Castles.
Effective fractal.
Fractal's fun, yeah.
Luckily, I'll do to Grand Magic. And the next
Kick,
phase.
Kick's fine.
level effect.
Yep. I do like Grand Margin.
Never played it.
Well, Grand Magic.
It's fun.
You can play it later if you want. I'll play it.
I might be going back in.
Yeah, do it.
We want to keep your sanity, I suggest.
Nah, the games are over fast. That's what I like. The games are over fast. Yeah, it's fine.
Effective bed.
I thought you were going to Asgard then. So you locked into Brigade link monsters from extra now, innit?
I can only link some between the bees.
Are you sure? Sure.
Oh, Bear Bums, yeah. Yeah, Bear Bums unlocked. Yeah. Okay. Do you want to put, and then he's got a card at the bottom of it.
Yep. What the f is this? The Imperials?
Playing Earth Machines now.
Stammer face. A pointer.
Chain?
Wait, title. Chain.
Oh, well, that's got to go.
In fact, hold on. Well, it doesn't really make a difference. Yeah, go for it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. Joe, I'm going to tell you something in a minute.
Effective Nerval.
Yep.
Oh, that activates in a separate chain. Regardless of a pointer.
You got to show me what's in your hand as well.
What do these two do?
So here's a quick. He can allow me to ritual summon a monster from my hand. You know what prep does, innit? Go by the grave.
Yeah.
And he's a searcher.
Okay, so I'm going to take this.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I'm going to search for Nerval.
If you're going to activate Nerval's effect, I'll chain go by.
Yeah, that's fine, mate. And then on raise, I'm just going to activate this one.
Oh, that's fine. I'll just go to game next game then. That was over fast.
I saw you and I was like, I feel so bad.
I was half expecting some brutal damage.
One form.
Is that there?
Allow me to reach someone from there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep. Cost. Full effect.
What's that do?
Target monster in graveyard becomes that level, then add that monster back to hand.
Yeah. So it becomes level 4.
Yeah. Manju, effect. Chain. Effect.
What's that do?
Allows me to ritual summon, so I'll tribute to Manju. And then I get Manju's effect on res. Go then Manju effect.
Yeah. Oh, unicorn! You know what? If I lose the Necros, I'll be sorry. I used to love that day back in the day.
It's not full Necros, I just need it in here for just things on it. Oh, sorry, all-field effect to add. And use special summon. Yeah, all-field effect to add. Oh, actually, yeah.
Yeah, so that's right.
Yeah, that's right. All-field effect.
Ritual sword.
Yeah. Effect.
What does that do?
Add a spell or trap.
What's the point in playing hand traps?
There isn't. Just keeps going. And that's not once per turn. I don't think. Let me check that.
You know what? I was playing Cubic the other day, and nothing was once per turn. And I was like, I think it's just a bad deck. It just. So like, no wonder this deck doesn't have once per turns on it. You know what? We need to give it a little advantage. My shit's up once per turn. Nice, eh? I'm the guy to two things and he's done nothing. I'm playing with 3 cards, man. This is great.
Inception.
Yeah, mate. Do you know the days of gin lock though?
Yeah. Yeah. I've got the gins. Some of them still function though.
Yeah, but the good ones banned.
Set 1. Pass turn.
Pass turn. What's this do?
Nothing.
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 You get all extra monsters.
Yeah.
Please draw on.
Just like
He needs his normal.
Pot of desires.
That must be nice. Yeah, go for it, man.
Is that okay?
Yeah, George good.
I mean, I can't play. Like seriously, I can't play.
Still in your turn. Unform. Target.
Is that then? Ritual summon?
Yeah, from deck.
Is this in the end phase?
Yeah. Full effect.
It's in the main phase. Or in the end phase.
Oh yeah. No, hold on, let me see.
During the main phase, quick.
No, not that effect. The effect to add back.
Oh!
Yeah. When it's ritual summoned.
Yeah, mate, that's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna lose to Megalith. I'm not coming to lose to Megalith.
Add back all field.
Yeah, mate.
Yep.
You want to challenge for next time you play your cards?
Lunar lights. Just like that then. I've got 100 decks. Trying to play all of them. That's what. Have you? Yeah.
I've got them.
It's not built, but I could.
I'm trying to flog more and I've got it. I've got full of
Draw.
Nah, I had it back in like the not before.
Now the deck's good, man. You can Commando chicken.
Who are you trying to fool?
You can allow of darkness and
Normal effect.
Effect. 2 cards now.
Yeah. Magic. Oh yeah, it's fine. Leaving them on field though.
What do you think this card does? Do you think it pops? Yeah, good mate.
Nah, that's fine.
Well, it's fine, but it's not fine.
it's a pass.
Effect. Hey, let's go.
Yeah, the bad thing now, I wanted that drop it for you, Nicole.
Battle phase?
Yeah, mate. Half attack, so 7. So 3k.
Is it perma or negate? It's just end of turn, isn't it? 3 on 5.
You could have beat me with Unicorn.
Pass turn?
Just take this solid striker.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry. Jump 35.
I think it's striking. Your turn.
Yep.
I'm a fair player, bro. I don't want 3 down on this at all. No chance for a little side of it.
I don't think you heard that.
No chance on a little side of it.
No, unfortunately, sorry.
Nah, that's Amanda what's her name? Amanda La Palm.
Oh yeah, well, no, maybe.
3 people, I think.
Do you have Yu-Gi-Oh singles?
You don't. That's my mind there, but that's the one I'm watching.
You're interested in noodles? Talk about power, what's that?
Is that okay?
Yeah.
24
Yeah.
Effective caress.
Yep.
I used to look at them all. Oh, that was mine.
I remember when Tiger was
Silver Shell and Crash. You got a quick effect to special summon one from grave, innit?
Only during your main phase.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Sure. Cosmic?
I hate you.
I can't do much out though.
One, two.
Oh, he's got it.
Legal summon.
He's got it. What am I answering?
Banish him. Play phase.
Yeah. Pass turn?
Pass turn.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Yeah. Yep. Can you hit graveyard as well? Sure.
Gain 3k.
Yep.
And then effect kick.
Yep. Yep.
Battle phase.
Yep.
1, 3.
Okay.
So I'm guessing you lost, yeah?
Just about.
Yeah.
As if? How did you get there? Okay, ladies and gents, we are back. The tournament is done and dusted. I managed to go X3 in the end with Megaliths, which is quite an achievement, to be honest. I was actually just one off my result from last time, which is really good. I'm actually amazed. We did play 6 rounds of Swiss this time, so it was slightly different, but nevertheless, the match is over, or the tournament's over, which was really good. Yeah, Megalith's interesting deck. Like I say, I think my last few matchups were, I think, Sky Striker, Virtual World, played Pure Shadows, and For the life of me, I can't remember the last matchup. But in saying that, yeah, my Sky Striker matchup, I just got out resourced. There was one chance that I had to actually basically win, and I should have went into Numeron, OTK, Dragubion, Numeron 100, but I didn't. I decided to kind of like play it off with fearing hand traps. I went into Dingirsu instead, and it was just a bit of a mess. My opponent actually said to me, like, he says, if he'd have carried on, I probably would have lost, because he had ran out of all of his Sky Striker links, because he just burnt through a lot of his resources. So in that respect, it was good. Obviously, Sky Striker is a very strong meta deck, and my deck doesn't have much in the way of negation or target negation. So yeah, it is what it is. Virtual World, I managed to beat 2-0, which is an interesting matchup. Shen's a problem. I had to use a lot of resources to be able to get the Shen off the field, and then when I did, I literally couldn't keep going. I used my only incantation, Inception, which was the ritual spell, which meant that I couldn't play. So yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, Megalith's very, very fun deck. It's actually, you need a coffee to play this deck. It's actually that crazy. So definitely something that is viable, and I will definitely get a deck profile out to you guys at the end of this. So make sure you are tuned in. Peace. Okay, ladies and gents, so this is the deck list that I used in the tournament. So I went with the triple full. This is probably the best card in the deck. It keeps your plays going, it has some crazy recursion, and it can play on your opponent's turn. Megalith full, definitely a 3 of in my opinion. Allows you to ritual summon a ritual monster from your deck, well, a Megalith one anyway. On top of being able to modulate its level, which allows you to go into some Xyz plays, which you've seen in one of the replays when I went into Numeron Dragon via Draglubion. So definitely a very, very powerful card. So triple Megalith full. Also playing for consistency's sake the triple Ophiel. Now this deck has some crazy recursion, so you can get through quite a few of these on one turn. But triple Ophiel basically searches you a Megalith monster, and it can allow for just basically some OTKs, or depending on your situation, you can decide where you want to go, whether it's beat down or whether you want to go for your Bethor play to pop cards on your opponent's field. So triple Ophiel. We're also going for the Spell and Trap Searcher, which is triple Megalith Haggith. Now when I was actually in the tournament and playing, a lot of people were saying, is that not a once per turn? So when the card is ritual summoned, the effect that triggers once it's ritual summoned is not a hard once per turn. The effect to ritual summon a ritual monster from the hand using this card on field and other cards in your hand or on field is a hard once per turn. So typically when I was ritual summoning this, it was searching, and then you can go for it again. You can get at least 2 to 3 searches off a turn if you obviously play your cards correctly. But definitely a consistency card in triple Haggith. I was also running the 1 Arc. Again, you don't really want to see this. You want to summon this on your opponent's turn, and then hopefully if you've set up correctly, you've got your Amorphactor Pain in hand, or your Necros of Unicorn, or your Magician of Black Chaos. But definitely a nice card. The draw on this card is not really that useful. It's just good for chain blocking basically. So 1 Arc. And then for the big guys, I decided to go with double Bethor. Now I was messing about with 1 in the short testing that I did with this deck, but I found that 2 is the sweet spot, because you don't want to brick with too many on. And if you didn't know, ladies and gents, there's something called the pebble rolling, which basically means you can't overpay costs for your ritual summons, which was something that I wasn't aware of before, and it's something that I've had to learn myself. So having just the minimum number of level 4 monsters, sorry, the minimum number of level 8 monsters in hand to be able to play is more ideal, because if you've got too many level 8s in hand, you kind of suffer to the pebble rolling, and you can actually kind of brick, to be honest. So double Bethor, this is your power card. Oh my days, the amount of cards I popped on my opponent's turn with Bethor, especially during like main phase 2 where they've set a bunch of cards, it's just absolutely crazy. So yeah, definitely a 2 of in my opinion. I was also running the double Aratron. This is probably the least impactful, but it does allow you to play on your opponent's turn if you do see it in hand, which did happen from time to time in the tournament. Again, Aratron is nice. It could kind of protect your Megalith full from targeting by actually being a bit more recursive by shuffling a ritual monster from graveyard back, well, putting it at the bottom of the deck and being able to negate that targeting effect. But yeah, it's just another level 8, allows you to ritual summon and play basically, just in case you get locked out by like Imperial Order or that kind of stuff, which is something that I didn't really see during the tournament, but it's there nevertheless. And then this is the OTK card itself, Megalith Phalag. I OTK'd with this every time I win a game, apart from when I went into Draglubion. This was the reason why I was winning games. I switched all my Megalith monsters to attack and just basically just poked. So one Filet. Next up for some spicy incantations, we've got the triple incantation chalice slime. This is just consistency to be able to go into your incantation monsters. So I ran the 3 chalice slime, as well as the double pencil plume for some graveyard recursion, the 1 incantation talismandra, and the 1 candle. Out of all of these, you don't really want to see your candle in hand. You really want that in deck. The rest aren't too bad, to be honest, but you really want to see your candle in deck because you want to special summon it to be able to search for the incantation ritual spell. So yeah. Now, I was actually chopping and changing this spot. This spot was actually reserved for Magician of Black Chaos Max, which I used to side in or side out, as well as Necros of Unicorn. Now, a more factor pain was probably the most impactful. Not just being able to skip my opponent's main phase 1, but negating the face-up effects of XYZs, Synchros, Fusion, monsters on the field basically, which was just a big blowout, especially when I got this on board along with one of my link monsters. It was just literally game. They could not play the game basically. So definitely a very, very powerful card indeed. So just one of those. And then just for a normal summon, around the 3 Manju, I was actually thinking about putting in Kwakimeru Guardian just for a bit of protection, and I did fall to Nibiru one of the games against the Sky Striker player. He just literally tribute, like, I was going through my plays, I played for about 2 or 3 hand traps, and then he just Nibiru'd me and that just wiped out my whole field. It was just, oh, it was horrible. But Manju nevertheless is a consistency card, and definitely a 3-of in my opinion. Probably won't take this out for the Kwakimeru Guardians, just because at certain times you can have a bit of an awkward hand, and once you've burnt for a few hand traps, it's good to just be able to normal summon a Manju and literally just still have full combo. So yeah, triple Manju. Next on to the spells, ladies and gents, we ran the triple Megalith Unformed. Another fantastic card, allows you to ritual summon from your deck. The first effect that gives your opponent's monsters an attack debuff doesn't really get used. You're literally using this to ritual summon and to get your plays going, or to keep your plays going. It's a nice extender, and I believe it's not a once per turn, so I was abusing this. This was crazy, as well as it being a quick play. It's not a ritual card, but it does allow you to ritual summon, which is weird, but hey ho, is what it is. Also ran the 1 Megalith Portal. Again, this is just recursion. You only run 1 because you can search it pretty easily. Every time you special summon a Megalith monster to the field, you can recur 1 back from the graveyard, or recur a ritual monster back from the graveyard. Also protection Megalith monsters from battle destruction, which doesn't really come up, to be honest, because your Megalith monsters do have some huge defenses. But yeah, it's there nevertheless. So 1 Portal. Just for some more consistency, I ran the triple Preparation of Rites. Interesting card, just to get your plays going basically. At times I did used to use it to be able to grab this back from the graveyard, Incantation Inception, which is another busted card, to be honest. I didn't realize how good this thing was, to be able to recur itself out the graveyard whilst getting yourself a search by special summoning an incantation monster from your deck to the field. Is just, it blew my mind, to be honest. A lot of the times my opponent wouldn't see this engrave. I'd burn through a load of negates and then literally still be able to combo off just because I've been able to proc this effect. And it sends from hand or face up field, so very, very useful. Extra consistency in extra Foolish Burial Goods. I did run a 3rd one in the side. I didn't actually see it that often, to be honest. I seen it once and I was already down in that game. But nevertheless, especially with Herald of the Arclight, as well as Outer Entity Entis in the extra deck, this is a nice card to have. Just because of the locals and the meta, I ran a triple Cosmic Cyclone and obviously the one Core by the Grave. This deck dies hard to Droll and Lockbird, like literally folds, you turn it over. There are still a few things you can do because you can use your Megalith full to ritual summon from deck, but there's not a lot more you can do basically if you get Drolled. But there was a lot of back row presence at the locals, so having a main deck Cosmic Cyclones definitely helped to be able to mitigate some of that, so yeah. And then we only played the one trap in Megalith Emergence. Again, it is searchable, just allows for some crazy recursion. Normally, what the ideal order you want to go is to search for your Unformed, then search for the field spell Megalith Portal, and then get Megalith Emergence last. Because when you've got those three set up and in circulation, this is just basically a win more card, in my opinion. It is quite strong. You can proc it, but you obviously need to ritual summon your ritual monsters first before you actually use this. But nevertheless, very powerful card, especially with Ock in graveyard. Then we go on to the extra deck. So I played Herald of Mirage Light, and I will say I didn't really go into the extra deck too often, ladies and gents. My main deck took care of most of the business, apart from Draglubion obviously. But yeah, just a few techs. So I had a Nightmare Phoenix as well, Geonated Transversa, and Neptuphis the Sacred Flame. This card, wow. I managed to summon this twice. I was gonna win the game anyway, but this was just insurance. I had this and a more factor pain on field, so all of my opponent's monsters, extra deck monsters, were negated, and then this thing gets up to like 4800 attack, which is ridiculous. Can't be targeted, destroyed by a battle, or card effects. It's just wow. So yeah, definitely a nice card. That is it for the links. For the XYZs, I ran Gallant Granite, Tornado Dragon, number 55 Go Goliath, as well as number 97 Draglubion, number 100 Hope Harbinger, and Dingirsu. Draglubion was the game winner. You can actually go into him very easily, especially with full in the game. So Draglubion was a very powerful play. I also went into Dingirsu quite a bit because it's obviously non-targeting removal, and Tornado Dragon, you do got the option to go into him pretty easily because you do run a lot of rank 4s, but typically you're gonna prioritize your Gallant Granite because it's a searcher for a rock monster, so you can literally search out your whole Megalith package by going into Granite. And then finally, I ran the 1 Outer Entity Entess and the 2 Herald of the Arclights, so it's for consistency's sake. And that was it, ladies and gents. That was the deck list. As I said, it was a very interesting locals. Really enjoyed it. Loved the way it played. And we're gonna probably do this every couple of weeks now, and I will probably take another deck. But nevertheless, Megaliths did make a showing. I managed to go X3, like I mentioned previously, but in my opinion, it was a crowning achievement, especially going up against some power plays like Dogmatica, Invoke Shadow, Brigade Zoo, and being able to take a couple of games off those dudes. It was just absolutely crazy. But yeah, we find ourselves at the end of another video, ladies and gents. As always, if you did enjoy this content, you know what to do by now. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, all that beautiful good stuff, and I would definitely see you guys in the next video. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.